Greetings, fellow slingers. Welcome back to the show. It is I, your trusted GM, Brian, welcoming you once again to our digital rage room. Behind the virtual eye of destiny, you will see your hard slingers partake in another session of our Dragon's Demand run-through. What we have for you this time, we got us a new character, Father Hammerbane. Yep, Chris finally brought it to the table, brought himself out. Another Tommy Hammerbane, the cleric. Yeah, he loves that voice, and we love to hear him repeat it. Mr. Materialistic Hammerbane, that's right. You know what? I gotta tell you, I love it when these guys bring about their new characters. I love seeing how they start working with the, going from third person to first person and bringing the accents, the voices, and interacting with one another. And then I like killing them. That's right. Just like my NPCs, I've always said they got the shelf life of a carton of milk left out in the sun, the Florida sun. That's right. You're dead to me. Anyways, all that being said, I'm having a great time. I hope you guys are enjoying this run through. Don't want to waste too much of your time. Remember, I want to remind everybody that every time we roll a hard 20, right into the show at rollthehard20podcast@gmail.com. Give me your name, address. I'm not a creep. Don't worry about that. I've been doing this for years. And I'll send you out a D20 and a sticker and quite possibly one of our gold balloons. So what do you got to do? Pick that stuff up. All you got to do is part of the show and let me know you're thinking of us. By the way, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at rollthehard20. I try to give everybody a shout out whenever they subscribe there and say, give them their props at the beginning of the show. So don't hesitate. So without any further delay, let's warm up our dice and top off our glass as Roll the Hard 20 podcast presents episode 53 of our Dragon's Demand run through, Father Hammerbane. Good luck with that guy, Chris. He's going down.
Oh, I gotta get used to it.
Tommy. Tommy.
Have you seen the
Grown man naked?
yeah, have you ever seen a grown man naked?
Hang out at the museum.
Have you seen the trailer for the new Predator
Yes.
called Prey?
That Native American one, dude.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
I'm out.
No,
It's
No.
sorry.
it does
Watch
not
it.
look
Watch the
entertaining.
Predator be a female also.
Yeah,
This whole time. That's it.
So I'm calling it right now because nobody's said anything, but I honestly think that the female or the Predator itself will be a female too. So
that's a huge bitch.
An angry
mark it,
bitch.
Donnie. Mark it now, Donnie.
Market
Yeah.
zero.
Yeah, I don't know. I was like, meh, dude, just give me Arnold.
There's a
Are they going to bring
guy
him in?
on YouTube. His channel is called Rageaholic,
Mhm.
and he did a review of Predator. The one with Schwarzenegger in it. It's
Yeah.
really funny. You should check it out if you get a chance.
Rageaholic. Okay, I'll have to check it out.
Rageaholic. It's pretty funny. Sam
I think
sent
that's
me
the one-
link. Did I send that to you?
I think you sent, yeah, when that was going down, I think you sent it to me as well.
Okay.
Either that or we watched it on the work computer.
Have you guys
No,
seen
I
when
haven't
they
seen it
do?
yet. I haven't seen it till here.
Oh,
There's like Predator standing next to Arnold Schwarzenegger and like not fighting or anything, just standing there.
Yeah, they're just all with
Well,
the
the-
actor.
Yeah, the dude is like 7'5". So even against Arnold, it's like just to think that there's alien species that's that much bigger and stronger than humans. So like even if you're Arnold Schwarzenegger, this thing's already like gonna kick your ass.
Well,
Yeah, well,
Arnold's
Schwarzenegger's like 6'2", right?
yeah, he's like 6'2", 6'3". That's what I was gonna. He's a big man.
Yeah, I remember Sam met him. Gosh, back in the late '90s or early '90s, at some convention, and Schwarzenegger was doing the meet and greet with everyone, and I guess Sam took a picture with him. He's like, "Come on over here, give me a hug," and like Sam, of course, he comes up to like nipple high on him, So
Come here, let me put my arms around you.
Put your hand in my pocket. There is a present inside. Wait, what?
So So we're gonna
Oh,
try to
that's
do
good.
our best with Ryan's mic tonight.
You look so good though.
I know your
The
video
quality,
looks really
Like clear,
good.
bro.
I said the
Yeah.
same thing.
Well, I'm also too is like I'm like maybe 2 feet away from my webcam, which is probably like
It's like it's like this. No, it's really clear though. Looks
yeah.
good.
Well, there's that.
Looks good.
There is that.
I don't see Warren behind you though, so I have to picture. It's like I'm playing the game in 3 dimensions here.
Oh, there you go. I'll have to go and get that
Theater
get
of the
the art
mind.
and put it back up. Yeah.
Looks good.
So we ready to play some Dragon's Demand tonight?
Yeah,
Let's do it.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see where the evening takes us.
Let's see. All right, Tommy, let's see where it goes. Greetings, fellow slingers. Welcome back to Roll the Hard 20 podcast. Is I, your trusted GM, Brian, and with me, the Hard Slingers.
Oh, hello.
Episode 53 of our Dragon's Demand run through. So, the aftermath of the battle on 3 fronts has left you down a member, Stubby, and introduced you to yet another, a dwarven cleric by the name of Tommy Hammerbane. And Tommy had questions about what Flint might have been doing in Belhaim, and as you guys try to explain to him, because he was under the impression from what Dempsey had said that you guys had gone into Hunclay's manor, and that place was basically a conundrum of traps and death waiting for everybody. But then you also tacked on that Hunclay had a cave someplace, and well, Tommy said, well, that's really none of my business. The questions then began to circulate also about who might have taken Stabby out, who was he fighting in the copse of trees, and it just kind of started to go in a circular fashion with that whole thing. And that's basically where you guys are at. You guys are still kind of in the field. The town had bared witness to this fight that had gone on. Gregor Lenton said he even won some money. Meanwhile, Calidestina Honus had a couple of her grave diggers go out and start dragging the bodies back, gently took Stubby back to the Sunset House as far as the dead orcs, the war ape, and Drosk. Those 2 men started piling them up in a pile behind the Sunset House where they were going to basically burn them. So right now it's probably about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. You know that tomorrow, sometime in the morning, there's going to be an auction, and I know that you guys wanted to do a few things as well as some point check out Hunclay's cave or try to locate it.
Yeah. 2 points of clarification real quick. One is did we get the chit for Stabby's gold from the for the banking house?
Nobody pulled it off the body, to my knowledge.
Okay. I know there was talk of us like going in and dealing with Stabby's belongings at the Sunset House. I just didn't know if we'd actually go.
But I also don't know if it was on his person, though. Chris would know that, whether or not he kept it or if he kept it on his possessions in the room.
Right.
He kept it on his person.
Okay.
We're gonna have to do a cavity check.
Yeah, check his prison wallet.
Oh lordy. The other thing too is do we know how far this cave is?
You don't know.
Okay.
You said that you were from the area a long time ago. Do you think you'd be able to recall maybe where caves were in the vicinity?
Oh, details like that were for the common folk, but let me see if I can think about it. I will make an intelligence or a history check.
Make a history check, actually.
Oh, hey, that's not bad. That's an 18.
18. You know it's somewhere to the north.
Mhm.
Ironically enough, it is somewhere up north of Debbie Road.
Okay.
Which, if you guys,
Okay.
I got my cat trying to like claw its way under the door over there. Meow, meow. Hopefully, she wears out soon and goes to bed.
Pay attention to me.
Yeah, really.
I'm the unofficial sponsor. Okay. Do you want to go grab that stuff off of Stabby's body? Because I feel bad, but I kind of want to grab my light crossbow off his thing too. He's not going to need it.
I mean,
Damn.
we can also it will give us the opportunity to go settle with Calestina as well.
Mm-hmm.
So that would not be a terrible idea. So
I don't know. Perhaps one of you could tell me, what happened to Flint? What was his demise? I understand that you're focused on, material goods like coin, but what happened to Flint? Are the rumors true
the rumors being,
that he was here? He was tasked with a job to clear out, perhaps some kobolds. But it doesn't seem to me that the kobolds really would have taken out Flint the way that I knew him.
no, and the kobolds did not. Sadly, it was something much more sinister in the depths of Hunclay's manor.
Sinister? What are you?
Sinister and
this?
not of this world.
Some sort of demon.
Demons?
Mr. Hunclay, the people that he consorted with are the beings we have to assume is very, very dangerous. The things we saw in that manor, it wasn't just your, dog and pony show.
This is much worse than I thought it would be. Much, much worse.
It is definitely something to be concerned about, and I have expressed that concern to the Baroness as well.
Who's this Baroness? Who is she? What does she have to do with Flint's death?
Well, to be perfectly honest, she is involved because she's the one who hired us to go to Hunclay's Manor. That is essentially the bottom line.
She's a local ruler.
Yes.
So her job has killed 2 of your party. Flint is gone, and now you've lost your rogue.
Well,
The odds don't seem very good of survival of the rest of the group.
there's certainly concern about dealings with her, and after this last one with the auction, I'm tempted to pull up and go. I don't know what anyone else here thinks. Valadier, Dempsey?
Yes, well, Stubby had quite a heated argument with Baroness. He did put the knife to throat. Let's just put it simply.
Oh, that seems.
He was
painted his
fiery.
own. He painted his own target on back.
Seems.
True.
But what about this Flint? Was Flint, part of this target?
No.
Or did he die sooner?
Yeah.
He did not die in the same battle as Stabby. He
Natural causes. A natural dungeon cause. Yeah, it was not revenge.
He died
causes.
by death. Natural causes, of course.
right.
Right here on the coroner's report.
Well, this is Flint's death. Well, very unfortunate. I am here as a member of the temple to continue Flint's mission. I'm here at your service to make sure that you don't pass, that none of you die going forward.
Well, that is quite benevolent of the church and of you, if you are up for the task.
I imagine Warren's eyes just like light up when he said, "I'm at your service." He's like, "Ding, ding, ding."
I mean, stepping out of character for just a moment, Warren is suspicious of religious types, but understands that their motivations can truly be that pure.
I think Dempsey's just happy to have another set of hands, because obviously you've seen two people die, and it's nice to have Valadier with us too. But who knows what we're going up against? I think if we've seen anything inside of this house, the cave is going to be worse.
That is potentially true. Let's take care of our business with Calidustina.
Yes, I have something I want to do with her too.
Oh my.
Oh, is
I was
that
gonna say,
radio
we
What's
safe?
that PG rating? Earn that explicit. So, like I said, right now it's probably about 1:15 or so. You guys have your little conversation. You guys know you're literally, the Sunset House is right there, and you see the guys. Basically, they've drugged the rest of the Drosk's motley crew, and you can see they're starting to put some kind of something on the bodies to help maybe catch on fire and start their burning process. You see Calidustina, she's basically standing on her front porch watching the rest of the townspeople make their way back into Belhaim, and that's the front of the house. The other guys with the bodies are behind the house. She sees the four of you approaching, and she just kind of looks at the four of you, and she says, well, is there anything else I could be of assistance for you fine men?
Well, we came for two reasons. One, to settle our account with you for our friend Stabby, and to sort his belongings.
Yes, I think I said previously that it would be 100 gold pieces to take care of your friend. Half off, obviously, because he's half the size. I put the rest of his belongings right next to your other companion, Flint's belongings. They're just inside the door.
Thank you. Dempsey, I think you had some matter, and taking that as an exit, Warren will, I will step inside where she indicated and start going through the belongings. I'll take a quick look through Flint's just to make sure that everything is still there. I'm going to go through Stabby's and pull the chit and just take a quick mental inventory of everything that's there.
Yeah, and everything that he had basically had on him, including his weapons at the time of his demise, are still there. I mean, when they brought his body, they didn't just leave his sword there. They took it with him. They took all this stuff with him. I mean, it didn't weigh that much. So,
right.
She didn't come out wearing his clothes or anything.
I mean,
No,
that would shape a little.
Yeah, so I think
a nice
Dempsey,
body, so.
I imagine he walks over to where they have Dross's body, and you just see him put a foot on his neck, and he
you
reaches.
see that these two bumpkins are like, whoa, what's you doing there, man?
Jedi business. And he just reaches down to he just catches eyes with the guy and gives him this isn't the time look. Grabs onto one of his tusks and just rips it out.
The one that you didn't break already.
Yeah.
And you see this thing come out, root and all. Basically looks like the Hawaiian shaka. Yeah.
Nice.
There's your still shot.
He just kind of wipes off the gore on his pants and you see him wrap it up in a little piece of cloth. And he's going to go inside and ask Callistina if she has any piece of paper and a crayon he could write with, something. Maybe a permanent marker.
Yes, sure. Here, have a sharpie.
Felt pen.
Yes, why don't you come into my
They've never trusted me with a
office.
permanent
There's
marker yet.
There's some stationery in my office if you want to scribble a little stick figure, Mr. Educated.
Yeah.
Basically let you go in there and do whatever you need to do, and just don't pee in the corner, please.
He'll just write out a couple notes, and you see him hand one to her, and he's just like, I don't know who else to give this to in this city. If they bring me here.
No, I will not show you that.
Yeah. Flash forward to when he's dead, and he's just got a cup over his privates, like the Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman movie. Anyways.
I don't know that movie.
Far and away, man. She sneaks a peek under the cup, Anyways.
Did you say that
a little too much
Flint's,
estrogen.
did you say that Flint's body is here as well?
Yes. And he has a very floral aroma about him at the present time. So
Is all of his equipment there?
it's in a pile next to the door, right next to Stubby's pile as well.
I'm gonna walk up to Tommy's gonna walk to the pile. He looks at the pile and there's some interesting items here. Anybody here have any concerns about me going through Flint's possessions? Perhaps it will help the party.
Oh, of course not. I was just making sure it was all there. I was going to ask that you take charge of it, as you would know what would be appropriate to keep and use, and what would be better off passing to the church.
Thank you, Warren. So I'm going to take the any of the religious symbols that he may have had on his body. Take that.
Junior, what would he have on his, as far as possessions would be concerned?
He has a necklace that had the star on it. He also had, it was a 6-pointed star. He also had custom dwarf made climbing gear. He had a crowbar. I think at the end, Stabby stayed with the keys.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And other than that, I mean, I could do some of the other inventory, small stuff that was off air. We could do that later. I think it was like his backpack with rope and, miscellaneous stuff.
No, this is a moot point, but we probably should have given those keys to the Baroness.
Shh. Whatever.
She don't need
They're
to know about
gonna have
that.
to change those locks anyway, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I imagine you guys didn't lock it, though, right? I mean, you guys just left. You didn't really.
Now
lock
that
it,
I say that, though, and I'm sure you guys already thought of this, I'm moron. Maybe the keys work for in the cave.
Oh, well, actually, that's what I was just thinking of. So, anyways.
So Brian, I'm gonna take the 6-pointed star religious item. I'm gonna tuck that in to my belongings, and then I'll take the crowbar and the climbing gear, since they are, especially the climbing gear, is specific to dwarf.
Okay. Mark. So basically, Calidestina looks at you guys and says, well, I do appreciate you guys keeping me in business this week, but I do have work to do. If you don't have any more business with your fellowships that have passed, I'd like to get back to it. So if you could please take their belongings so I could take care of Steady and get him ready, please.
And
We'll
Dempsey
spare.
just-
Oh, I was gonna say I will spare like half a second. Is she thanking us for dying? Anyways,
Rude.
or right?
So Dempsey
Before-
just pass her like 25 gold, and he takes all that stuff. Like, all right.
I appreciate it. Thank you, boys. Will I be
And-
seeing you guys again soon?
Hopefully not.
Seems like a threat.
Just an inquiry. I want to know if I can afford that new shovel I was looking at.
What, platinum plated shovel?
Possibly. Mind your own business, Belhaim.
Evidently, business is good.
It is this week.
Gentlemen,
she
where do we
takes
go?
The cart that Stubby's on and wheels him into the parlor and closes the curtains and lets you guys decide what you're going to do to get the hell out of there.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna first off the one thing I'm gonna make sure I do before I leave is securing the chip for Stabby's gold
Okay.
from the vault house. And then as we leave, I'm just going to turn to this. Did I recall roughly how far north that cave is?
You just knew it was somewhere north of town,
Okay.
but away from it. It's not like you would just leave the first house or the first dwelling there and oh, there it is right there. You know that it's, and you've probably never been there yourself. You just heard a lot of rumors and innuendos of caves that are to the north, and that's really all you know. Whether there's one cave or 10 caves or 50 caves, you don't know. If when people come back and talk about a cave, if it's the same cave they're always talking about. If that makes sense.
Makeout
Right.
cave for the teenagers. Is that what it
Yeah.
is?
That's right.
Warren would
Midnight
know
Grotto.
all about that one.
The Midnight Grotto.
Like, it's still got your name up here, dude.
Are you kidding? Warren was way too classy. He had a very lavish bed. Thank you very much.
That's like when they put your jersey up in your high school for like taking state. Like, they still have your like tunic up.
Hey, Brian, what time of the day is it?
It's probably about 1:45 right now. It didn't take you long to clear up your business with the Sunset House.
So as we're going, I'll do this and say, look, I know that there are caves to the north of town. I don't know how far they are, and I don't know. What I recall is there may be possibly a few of them. There could be more, but I don't know how long a foray into Hunclay's cave would take. There are a couple of matters in town, I say, as I like kind of hold up Stabby's shit as kind of point. The other thing too is I have, and at that point, Warren pulls out of carefully like padded like pouch an empty vial and says, I have an inquiry to make regarding Stabby as well. And so, but I'd like to know everyone else's thoughts for what we should do next. I am interested in the auction, however, if everyone else here wishes to blow the Baroness off, I certainly would not be opposed to that.
How long did the Hunclay's Manor take? I know it took us like 5,000 episodes, but like 4 or 5 hours.
No, it probably took you about
Nah.
12, because I know you guys rested in there at some point.
Mhm.
And I think that you guys had gone in there initially on your way out to the Kobold lair at the rock quarry. You guys had
Yes.
gone in and kind of looked around a little bit in the first floor, and then left, and then continued on to the rock quarry. And then when on your way back, that's I think when you picked up Dempsey was after you had returned. Because then you
Yes,
were requisitioned
that sounds
by the
right.
Baroness to go into Hunclay's Manor.
I don't want to
So-
sound too opportunistic, but do we stand to make anything off of? Was there money promised for the auction? Because if not, you
Yes.
could blow the thing off.
Yes, she offered to put, and she had made this offer to me. However, I am taking into consideration, of course, everyone here. But she had offered me to sponsor me for 7,000 gold worth of bidding. And I will tell you, there were some choice things in Hunclay's Manor.
Are material possessions that important to you, Warren?
It is less the fact that they're material possessions and more the fact that, and as I say this, I'll kind of like waggle a hand and like sparks of like magic and fire kind of like spring from my fingertips for a moment in emphasis. Like little kid walking by goes, ooh, ah. Anyways, Hunclay was, his motivations were in question, his judgment is in question, but he was still a very skilled practitioner. And while material objects are certainly something, there's also knowledge stored in material objects, which is something that we can have. And
So your motivation is knowledge.
of a sort. I mean, I've certainly been known to enjoy the occasional material expenditure.
So you all speak of this this
Hey.
cave. Do you?
Aladir, do you remember that kick-ass robot that he had? That's what we should be buying.
Warren, do
Just
you
put the
know
crystal
if,
in, baby.
if robot was up for auction?
I would be terrified if it was.
Was there anything that you had your eye on?
Oh, a number of books in the library, most certainly. Also, too, if his if it was remotely feasible, his anything from his observatory would be fascinating.
I also remember a couple weapons in there you may be interested in, Mr. Hammerbane. Father Hammerbane.
Padre. Padre Hammerbane.
Which do you prefer?
What's the nomenclature here? What are we doing?
Elder.
God.
Elder, oh God. Is this a Scientology?
Go shit.
Oh, Cabold's in town again.
Right?
Roll for initiative.
Do you feel that you speak of this cave? I have an idea that you may not quite know where it is. Do you feel that we can explore that direction and make it back in time for your knowledge fest, magic user?
I think it's feasible for us to perhaps explore and at the very least confirm where it is and then come back tomorrow. I do not know if we'll have time to find it and then explore it, but I think if we're going to explore and look for it, then let's do so. If we wish to stay in town, then let's do so. Going back and forth, we've already spent a lot of time doing that before in this campaign, so
Perhaps one of you could make a decision.
I vote cave.
Cave. And we can come back, do a quick pick stop for the auction, come back.
okay, then
Dempsey, you look very strong. Perhaps you should take lead and get us out of here.
Oh Lord.
Isn't that
That's
his
the way-
line?
Yeah. If that's the way it's gonna be, I think Dempsey wants to run into the blacksmith very quickly, say hello to the guy, buy something, and then keep moving.
Well, from where you guys are at the Sunset House, you have to. Well, you don't have to. You could circumvent Melheim altogether. Otherwise, the Canticleer Road will, when you get on Old Quarry Road, will take you down to Canticleer Road, and then as that goes towards the west, it eventually runs into Devi Road, which, if you follow that straight north, it'll take you out of town to the north. So, and that actually passes right by Bacchus's blacksmith. So, tell me what you guys want to do and how you want to go about whatever you want to do.
Dempsey's like, smoke them if you got them, and like just runs in and asks if they have what kind of armor he can get.
Okay, so you made your way to Bacchus's place,
Mm-hmm.
and you hear, as the four of you are approaching it.
Oh God, he's getting ready.
Oh yeah.
Wet my whistle here. You hear all the
preparing.
hammers stop falling all at the same time, and you see Bacchus is looking at you, the four of you. My boys, I knew you could do it, Dempsey. Come on in here, son. Come on in here. Tell me, what did it feel like to take that bastard down and then punch him in the sack? Tell me what it was like.
I'm just flashing on Kindergarten Cop.
Glory
He's like,
days.
felt pretty good.
I'm so
Well-
proud of you.
He's like, thank you, Bacchus. We have other battles ahead of us. You wouldn't happen to have some splint mail back there or some half plate?
Well, I got all kinds of
Something like
garbage
that.
here for you all the time. I'll tell you what, because you did such a great job, I'm not going to mark it up. I'm just going to give it to you for what it costs. Is that all right? I knew you'd understand.
You're a good
Please,
man.
Don't punch me in the balls.
Oh God.
You hear the rest of his orcs are all kind of laughing.
When we get back, can you
Hey.
put that on the shield for me? Ball puncher.
That's right. I'm going to call you the coin purse sucker. So what are you looking for, son?
Preferably splint.
Splint. Let's see what we got here.
Flint, we left him at the Sunset House.
Mr. Splint. Supplies.
The only thing I've got is this pair of studded leather. That's the only thing that's not been too weathered or worn out, and it can actually cover your body. Other than that, all the rest of the shit's busted up. Got holes punctured, things that have basically their own owners didn't survive in. They got to be repaired, and since how nobody's buying it in town, I haven't thought it was necessary.
Well, he's like, well, if you come across something, if you fix something up,
I just
be
did.
happy
The
to take it
studded
off.
leather. You want it or not?
Yeah, he kind of like brushes on the chainmail that he's wearing, and he's like, I'll stick with this. I'm good. Thanks. Thank you, Bacchus. You're a good man. You'd be a better man if you had split mail, but
You know, I'll tell you what. Why don't you come back tomorrow morning and I'll see what I can do for you. That's about all I can do for you, son.
thank you.
We have it, but it's got holes in it. It's not going to give you what you want. If you want, you could take it, but it may
No, we
not
can't-
be as beneficial for you.
No, I'm not asking for the impossible.
You just did the impossible, son. What are you kidding me? You should feel proud of yourself. Well, you socked him in the balls. Again.
I just think Dempsey's not used to the limelight, so he's just kind of like downplaying it. And so he's thank you.
That elf back there. What's your name, son?
Valadia. Oh wait,
You.
wrong voice.
No, the other guy with the real voice. What's your name?
Valadia.
Valadia. I like that. It's a beautiful, beautiful accent you got there. You know, I gotta say, we watched you go toe to toe with that ape. I gotta tell you, I've seen a lot of things in a circus at times, but I've never seen anything like that.
We do quite things like that in circus all the time.
Yeah, hey, you need some split mail?
With holes in it? No.
Oh, yeah, just kidding. Don't get upset, Dempsey. I'm on your side. Anyways, the show was excellent, guys. Made me some coin. Sorry about the wee one, but looks like you got another Dwarf 2.0 with you. That's great. Thumbs up. Let me know if there's anything I can do for you.
You know, there is something,
Oh, good.
and I'll
Yes, my liege. What can I do for you, my prince?
Well, I suppose you didn't want to earn any coin, so in that
You
case, I'll
don't know
just...
how much coin you made me today.
And obviously, you don't want any more.
I'll never make it that easy, but tell me what you need.
It was actually, I'll kind of tap him on the shoulder, like turn him away from the group just a little bit,
Okay.
and kind of like eye out across the road to where Zenmei's shop is. Look, I don't get along with Zenmei. I was wondering, and if you do not have the type of relationship that could ask this, that is fine. Just, I'll pull out the empty vial. I still would like to look into our friend Stabby's death. I'm curious what Zenmei could tell you if he has made something like this, or if he knows of someone else in town who could.
Let me see this. Takes a. So you want me to check to see if he made whatever was once in this thing?
Please.
All right. I know Zenmei. He and I used to make hooch together. We'll see what we can do.
Sounds good. And here, drinks for you and your boys tonight.
No, it's all
perhaps.
I'll tell you
No,
what, if you see
please.
Gregor Lenton, buy him around. Because he's going to be making me money too.
Oh, you obviously do not want to be friends with greyhounds, but
Hey, you're always paying it forward around here. Isn't that right? Yeah, boss. All the
Very well.
orcs are yucking it up and whatnot.
very well. I appreciate you looking into this, and I look to the others. If there's nothing else, we have a little bit more adventuring that we're going to do. Hopefully, a little less dangerous.
Well, you tell me, is there nothing else?
I look at him with a flourish. I summon my rapier and like a little flash of flame. Look at it. No, I'm quite happy with what I have. And then
Good.
wave of my hand and it disappears.
He tightens up his apron. All right, well, I'll look into this for you, okay?
Appreciate
put it in
it.
one of the pockets of his apron. He goes back to his boys, and they're all yucking, they're all laughing.
I love how Warren always like accentuates everything with money. He's
And
like,
magic.
yeah, it's like Vegas, like just
Magic.
glad handing it at the club. Like, here's the palm $20 bill.
Gotta grease a few palms.
Yeah, is that how you get stuff done?
Yeah. Just like Dean Martin going through the back. Hey, how you doing? Huh? Here's a little
Johnny
one over-
Fontaine, baby.
Hey, put me up front next to the stage, huh?
Well, it's better to go through the kitchen.
Get the best seats.
Anyways,
Yeah, so we're gonna start heading north, right, guys? Is that cool?
yeah, just go Devi Road.
Mr. Hill, we haven't seen you in so long. Okay. So you're going to go up Devi Road? As you go
Yeah.
up Devi Road, you pass by Greyhand's Tower. Everybody's laughing. I mean, the tavern itself is packed to capacity at this point. Obviously, from the spectators that had watched what had occurred earlier on.
Yeah, Greyhounds is making a lot of money off of us too.
They definitely are.
Oh yeah.
You know, and of course, as you were going up that way, you passed by the large amphitheater that you know will be place of the auction. Eventually, you guys start making your way past the last building in town, and then everything starts to get quiet. You start moving through once a well-trodden road into more looser sand. You see that there are weeds kind of growing up, grass and whatnot. You see that the trees are starting to get thicker as they start to get a little bit more packed. And you remember early on, having spoke with Methesic back in Hunclay's Manor, that he had mentioned that Hunclay's Cave would be somewhere to the north of Belhaim, and that's presumably where he had kept the majority of his hidden possessions. And this road only goes one way, north. It doesn't branch off anymore, but the woods do tend to get more dense. And I would like for everybody to make a perception check as you start getting into these trees.
Oh, this is going to go very well.
Tommy,
16.
Valadier,
15.
Dempsey,
6.
Warren,
14.
14. Tommy, you and Valadier, as you guys, the whole group's about 15, 20 minutes into their walk, you start noticing to the northwest what appears to be like a circle of birds, most likely predatory type birds, and they keep making circles in the sky, but it's off the main trail, definitely deeper into the wooded area. And that's really the only life signs that you've seen going this far.
Valadier, you see what I see? The birds?
I do, my friend. Yeah. Perhaps there might be something over there worth looking at.
The only time you see circling birds is when there's corpses or something to eat.
Are you
Perhaps
hungry?
Well, let's also look at our track record here. There's been a couple members of our groups who the birds would be circling for if they could.
Dempsey, Warren, Valadier, and I kind of look ahead and we see some birds circling overhead. That means one of two things: there's dead bodies or there's food, and it seems to be kind of off the beaten track.
Well, I can't imagine this cave is on the right, is directly on the main track, so
How far are these birds that
It's
are circling?
probably-
Like,
Well, as the bird flies, it's probably about 300 feet to the northwest from where you are. So if you were to
oh,
mark
so
it-
not even like a quarter of a mile.
No, it's not far from where you are at all, but it's somewhere over the woods themselves.
You guys didn't see it.
perhaps move up closer to it and see if we can find some footsteps or something like that. Footprints around.
So you angle that way.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I'll start walking towards like the trail, like heading towards that direction.
Okay, go and make an investigation check. as you make your way.
Ah, 6.
6. Now you're not really picking up a trail. Is everybody else following you too, or are you just going
Yeah.
leading off? Or
Do we
I'm
see
just
any
kinda
large
on the
blood
road.
stains or anything?
I don't know how far you guys are going. Are you still heading that way? Tell me what you guys want to do. I don't want to take
Valadier, what are you doing? I see you kind of headed that direction, but it seems like you're not sure where we're going.
I was trying to see if maybe someone passed by. Maybe a footprint of some kind. But no luck.
I see nothing. Warren, you seem smart. Perhaps you can come up here and maybe you can pick up where Valadier left off.
Make some sparkles.
Warren just looks at you and then like looks down at his like nice but still simple traveler clothes and then looks around at the woods and I'm like and just turns to Tommy and says, you realize that we've left my preferred environs about 20 minutes ago as he like thumbs back over town. I can see what I can see, but this is not my specialty at all.
Perhaps you're not as smart as I thought you were.
Hey, let's
Damn.
keep it all casual.
Roll for initiative.
Well, maybe Dempsey can help him look. I know a little bit about survival with
Yeah.
your eyes, because he's like, if there's something over there, it may have come from the road.
Yeah.
If it's just right there, something
I'll
got
let-
pulled off.
Dempsey take the lead. But while we're out here, I'm going to take a moment and cast Mage Armor on myself.
Okay. Now you guys are like off the path at this point, right?
Yeah,
you're
we
just-
just don't know where we're going because
Okay.
Valadier.
Well, you know it's to the northwest.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you guys have stopped and you're trying to like peek around, or if you guys are still plummeting through the dense foliage, or what do you guys?
What Dempsey is looking for would be like broken branches, maybe something got taken off of the road and pulled out, something like that.
Okay.
Drag marks.
Yeah, that's a 3.
3. You guys aren't finding anything broken, nothing leading, indicating some kind of a trail that's been traversed. The only thing you have to go on is the circling birds to the northwest, about 250 feet from where your current position is now.
Okay.
Warren, I saw you cast some shield upon yourself. Perhaps you can tell us if there's some evil magic in this area.
Oh, well, that was merely a precaution, but I can see if I can sense anything. I'll take a moment and just kind of close my eyes, still my senses a little bit, and I will make an Arcana check to see if I do sense any unusual
Okay.
happening. That is a 10, so
10.
highly unlikely.
I actually thought you were gonna say, Chris, when you said, "Oh, I see you cast something about you." That's not a material object, is it?
No, I was like genuine. Never mind.
I was gonna say we go. I go from
shivering
having
the whole time.
Stabby, who's got this kind of like conspiratorial relationship with Warren, to like Tommy, who's just like looking to diss him every chance he gets.
Oh, you're the intelligent one, man.
That's exactly what I thought
It was an
earlier.
Did you think the
investigation
same
check.
thing?
As soon as you're like, you into material stuff, I was like, dude, your last character was like, dude, gold, I'm in. Like, let's go.
No, you were making an investigation check, so I thought, what the hell, man? We got a guy with
So
some high
funny.
intelligence here.
Oh no! I mean, I was just making like perception and then Arcana check. That was it. But anyways, at this point, I'm just gonna say, look, let's just see what has these birds' attention and just keep our ears out since none of us see any other signs here.
Okay. So you just gonna
And I'm gonna like kind of very gently like push Dempsey into the front.
okay.
Yeah.
Give me your marching order, I guess that would be good. So just
Up front.
Dempsey's
I
up.
feel like with the way we're rolling, though, it's gonna be like the guys that got lost outside of like the shopping mall for like 3 days, and they're like, "We couldn't make it back," and they're like, "Dude, you can see the target from here."
We can't get out. It's
Who's
a
behind you,
full
Dempsey?
door. Valadier.
I'll take third.
I guess I will bring up the rear.
Bring it.
Mm-hmm.
So you
Stay
start
back.
making your
Shield
way
up.
through this foliage. And you see that after maybe about 100 feet or so, the woods suddenly open up onto a small, jagged clearing, approximately 40 feet in diameter. You see the shore of a small pond that seems to run out of a cave at the base of this 35-foot high cliff. And right at the shore are two dead bodies, look to be human. And
One of them Mephistic.
of these
Other
two
two.
bodies, you see three large, dire-looking canine creatures. And as they hear you come out of the foliage, they turn, and in one of its mouths, you see Mephistic, his
Aw.
neck held askew at an oblique angle, eyes in a perpetual stare of lifelessness. The dire wolf, holding it, drops his body from his mouth, and all three of them begin to growl in unison, salivating, looking at the four of you as possibly their next dinner, their next meal. And we'll figure that out next week.
Mephistic.
He should have stayed knocked
I
out
mean-
where he's safe.
Dude, as soon as you said bird circling, I was like, that's Mephistic.
Thank you for joining us once again on Roll the Hard 20 podcast. Remember, you can find us and subscribe to the show on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Podcasts, and Audible. And if you like what you're listening to, leave us that 5-star rating and review. We've also got a YouTube channel at Roll the Hard 20, so if you're into watching, head on over there and hit that like bell, and don't forget to subscribe. We can also be found in the wild on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, so don't forget to check us out and look for us out there. You can also contact the show directly at rollthehard20podcast@gmail.com, or head on over to the website at rollthehard20podcast.com, where you can also download the current show directly and view our archives and galleries. We got a lot of interesting stuff posted there, so head on over. And finally, join us on our Patreon page at patreon.com/rollthehard20podcast, where you can become a hard slinger and pick up swag. So until next session, keep your dice warm and your glass topped off as you roll those hard 20s.